This is what will happen to a narcissist truly when the empath does this secret thing. Watch it. What's up, everyone? I appreciate your dedication to consistently tuning in. Today, I have a truly fascinating story to share with you. I'll go over the top 10 strategies empaths can use to upset the equilibrium of typical narcissists in this article. To be clear, the counsel I'm about to give is geared for folks who have found themselves trapped in emotionally abusive relationships. But before we get into all that, let me clarify that. Keep in mind that time is of the essence when interacting with persons who are hazardous and could hurt you or your loved ones. Contact local law enforcement or a licensed physician. Never, ever put your life or the lives of the people you care about in danger. Now that this fundamental lesson has been learned, let's get to work. You're about to learn strategies that can persuade your egotistical partner to submit to your authority. As I describe these amazing techniques, make notes. Hold on though, before we get into these slick movements, make sure you've hit the subscribe button and switched on notifications to make sure you don't miss any of our weekly doses of enlightened wisdom. 1. If you can, avoid becoming involved in their fights. Situations that are chaotic and tense appeal to narcissists. They utilize their victims as mental punching bags to let out repressed feelings of guilt and self-loathing. Leaving all other factors out, what happens next? What if you make the decision not to take their criticism, projections, or verbal abuse to heart? What if you maintained composure and pretended not to be interested in what they had to say? You definitely got it right. They might go utterly bonkers with this plan of action. They become defenseless and vulnerable without someone to vent their rage and frustration on. When you decide not to participate in their trick games, you become unbeatable. The narcissist will experience helplessness once they understand they no longer have influence over your emotions. And that alone, my friends, is a victory. 2. Say you don't care about what they're doing. Have you ever seen someone who was so caught up in their own problems, rumors, and disputes that you just wanted to shake them? Yes, that accurately describes a narcissist. In order to obtain the respect, authority, and control they so desperately need, they employ dishonest strategies to alter your perception of them. But what if you make it apparent that their actions have no impact on you? What if you could demonstrate that their false ideas have no impact on your thoughts, feelings, or behavior? Imagine their horror if you inform them that they are not important to you. They will grow angrier the more they try to control you and fall short. They wouldn't understand you and would have no control over you as you lead a productive, happy, and independent life. Show that you truly don't care about their situation. Watch how their facade of composure crumbles under the force of their fury. 3. Ensure that everyone is being truthful to themselves. Narcissists are experts at lying, utilizing it to enhance their public persona while concealing their true character. But what if you revealed your true colors to the world? What if you made their lies, exaggerations, and flaws visible to everyone? Imagine the terror in their eyes when they are confronted with an honest inquiry that they are unable to avoid responding. Consider how they might react if you publicly pointed out their shortcomings or errors. Once they lose control over you, you might be able to recognize them for who they truly are. Now that their dishonesty is so transparent, neither they nor anybody else can be deceived. Do not be afraid to openly expose their true nature and state that you will no longer tolerate their bravado and deception. 4. You shouldn't take their feelings and stories seriously. What would happen if you stopped believing their lies is the real question. But what if you didn't believe their dramatic justifications? Stating something along the lines of "I can see through your web of lies and manipulation," because you don't buy into their sentiments and stories, is equivalent to stating, "I can see through your web of lies and manipulation." They quickly see through their attempts to trick you, and it becomes evident that you won't put up with it. But precisely how can you bring about such a change? The next time a narcissist disparages someone or spreads false information about them, give the person the benefit of the doubt. It will be clear that you will not accept the narcissist's fabrications if you contest their account. They become confused and off balance when you refuse to participate in their deceptive game. The 5th is disrespect and contempt. What if you treated people the same way they treat you, with scorn and contempt? What if you were to put yourself in their shoes and make them feel unimportant and small? Showing narcissists the same level of anger you felt from them is a potent way to regain control. By replying to them in such, you are demonstrating that they have no more power over your opinions, feelings, or thoughts than you do. What methods can you use to get there? You might begin by denying them the opportunity to speak in conversations. Don't tolerate their mistreatment at their expense. You must be assertive and refuse to yield. Show your steadfast resolve and make it apparent that you won't tolerate their selfish behavior. The sixth suggestion is to disregard them. What if you responded to their practical jokes by laughing at them, or by making a "you can't be serious" face? When narcissists are met with doubt or laughter, they can lose their power. They feel disrespected when you don't give their conduct the attention it requires. Your disinterest in their exaggerated drama and bogus tales says a lot. However, if you employ this tactic, you must be prepared for the consequences. They run the risk of having a breakdown where they use absurd amounts of hyperbole. Seventh, always tell the truth. Narcissists have weak egos yet are brilliant manipulators. But what if you made the decision to tell them the truth, despite how unpleasant it would be? What if you delivered the truth to them straight out, even if it was the opposite of what they desired to hear? One successful tactic is to break down any protective walls by being honest with narcissists. When the truth negatively impacts their sense of self, like when an honest discussion of their actions does, they might not be able to take it. Even if others won't, gather your guts and say what needs to be spoken. Watch their reactions as the full gravity of their actions sinks in. The eighth step is to remove their mask. The impression that narcissists leave on others is what gives them their sense of worth. But let's say you steadfastly refuse to accept their lies. What if you could see past their pretense and identify the weaknesses and openings in their barriers? The most effective strategy to diminish their influence is to see through their pretenses. They give up as soon as they understand you have uncovered their trick and their bogus identity. They won't be able to maintain the act for very long once they understand you know their secret. Ninth, talk less and listen less. You can effectively lessen their influence by ignoring them. You are sabotaging their egocentric demands by not giving them any attention. They may become irritated by this, which will finally make them stop using manipulation. Despite the challenge, the payoff is well worth it. It's crucial to follow through with your strategy, even though the silence is unsettling. I can guarantee you that doing so is preferable to resisting their efforts to exert control. Unless you interact with them, their influence will gradually wane. 10. Stand up and walk out. You need to take all action you can to end your relationship with the narcissist for good. It's an obvious indication that you no longer have any interest in that person. Giving the other person any of your time, energy, care, concern, or other narcissistic resources is part of this. It involves rigidly enforcing the no-contact rule. I'm aware that doing this could be harder than just stating it, and that this isn't a negotiation or a game. But I can guarantee you that it is not only feasible but also necessary for your personal well-being. I sincerely hope this video has helped you learn anything. If this was helpful to you, kindly express your gratitude by clicking the like button and sharing your knowledge with others. Hit the subscribe button and make sure your alerts are switched on if you're new here and want to know when I post new videos each week. Click the link in the video description if you're interested in learning more about my free course and other perks. Never lose sight of your worth or your way to freedom. I appreciate your time and hope to see you in the next video.